If you notice, I am recording. I record all of my lessons and I put them into the slides that are in Schoology. And the slides is what I'm going through right now. So should you ever be absent, you should expect to see, there's a slideshow for every single day. You should expect to see a slideshow with everything that you missed. So, just for future reference, you're all here today, so you might not need this unless you want to go back and like rewatch something. Reminder, the syllabus, I want you to have assigned and turned in by tomorrow. I will also still send the syllabus digitally just because I know those links you need to click and have your parents complete if they haven't already. So I will just send it out just so that everyone has it, but then soon, starting tomorrow, although some of you like already told me your parent will be here until whatever, that's fine. I will still just send an email saying like, hey, like I wanted this signed. And I'm basically just asking them to acknowledge me, that they understand the expectations and all that stuff. So that you will expect, not like you're in trouble or anything, just I need everyone to be aware of the expectations. So get that signed as soon as possible if you haven't already. Today we are jumping into Unit 1, Lesson 1. So Unit 1 is about one variable statistics. So statistics would be things like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, interquartile range, all of that stuff. So some of it might sound familiar, some of it maybe not, that's fine. But it's one variable statistic. So like if I took a survey of the class of all your favorite colors, that color would be the variable that I'm looking at. So just one variable at a time. In Unit 3, we'll get into two variable statistics. So that would be like me asking you guys about your favorite color and then sorting it between like boys that like the color blue and girls that like the color blue. Well, that's now two things in here. Okay, so Unit 1, just one variable at a time. The learning goal and learning targets, you can always find on the whiteboard in case someone walks in and asks what we're doing today. That is what we're doing. We are going to work together to collect data and explore statistical questions. The learning targets, also called success criteria by your other teachers, is how you know that you've met the goal. Sometimes when we're learning a skill, it won't necessarily be that entire skill that day. It might just be like a small part of it. So don't get overwhelmed. You'll know that you've met the goal if by the end of the lesson you can tell statistical questions from non-statistical questions. And then if you can tell the difference between numerical and categorical data. Some of you might already be able to do that, and that's great. Regardless, we're still going to do like some activities. So kind of commit it to memory. So that's what we will be doing today and tomorrow. And I'm recording right now. I'll put it in the slides right here where it says today's lesson. If you ever want to get ahead for some reason, like sometimes I have athletes that need to go out of state or things like that, you could get ahead because this curriculum I also taught last year. I do have videos from last year. So you just click these. Maybe some things are slightly different, but if you want to get ahead, it's pretty much the same exact deal. So up to you. I encourage you to get ahead because I know sometimes and all of that. Last year I had to do this lesson from home because I was sick. So yeah. Anyway, green puzzle piece in Schoology will be your practice. I also encourage you to get ahead on that if you want to, but usually assigned at the end of the lesson, but it is available in the folder already. I did 2 attempts automatically. If you need a 3rd or 4th attempt, that's fine. You can ask me either through email or in person, just include the name of the assignment so that I could find it. The only time I ever say no is if I think you're just guessing. So I can see how long you've spent on each assignment in Schoology. Whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or like 30 seconds, I see all of that. So if I see that you wasted both your attempts in a matter of seconds, that's when I say no. You can't have a 3rd or 4th attempt. Regardless, I very rarely ever have to do that, so. Just shoot for an 80% or higher if you want to get there, or 100%, and use your 2 attempts, you just have to ask. And then also in the slides will be a slide that looks like this, that says upcoming assessments and deadlines. And that will always have the most up-to-date assessments and deadlines. Sometimes they get pushed forward or pushed back depending on our needs. However, if you're ever confused, it's always in the slides for that day, the most up-to-date info. Yes?
Do we have to have a binder, or do we just like make sure we have all of the stuff?
So I recommend a binder just because everything has 3 holes that I will be giving you. You can put it right there in the binder. It'll be all in order and all that stuff. I don't think I can necessarily require people to have a binder because, like, you know, there's kids that don't have the means and things like that. So regardless, you all have the means to like not lose your stuff. Right? So I have had kids give me their binder, check in a folder, whatever, as long as you're not losing your stuff, you'll be fine. So questions on that? Okay, so yeah, that is our assessment schedule so far. You can expect your first quiz to be Monday next week over what we're learning this week. And then this rest of the stuff is for our Unit 1 test. So our Unit 1 test, you can expect to take on the 30th of this month. The binder check and the deadline for late work will always be the day before the unit test. Okay, so that's why you'll always see those around the same date. Questions on that? Okay, so technically, that puzzle piece that we were just talking about could be turned in up to August 29th. Should you wait to do your homework until August 29th? No, just because you can doesn't mean you should, but I know that certain things come up and people need more time, and I get it. You have until before the unit test to do that, otherwise I don't have to accept it for credit, and it really doesn't make any sense to do it afterward, because we're gonna keep it moving. Yeah, I know homework's only 10% of your grade, it's not a lot, but it prepares you for those quizzes and unit tests. So, yeah. All right, now. Notice I haven't passed out anything to you or had you pick up anything yet. Just with that presentation, it's gonna cut into your time for this lesson. So wanted to get that intro at least recorded. Tomorrow we'll pick up right here and forward from there.